What's up, you guys? It's me. I'm back. I'm on my break, and I decided to shoot a little video for y'all. Do a little chit chat today. It's a little loud out here, but I think we're gonna be good. Hope everybody had a great New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Your girl did her hair again, so that's where we are with that. I had a great New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I was at work New Year's Eve, but my New Year's Day was good. I spent time with my significant other. Ooh, the lighting down here is cute. This is cute too. I like the background. But today I want to talk to you guys about being kind versus being nice. So with that being said, I was taught that at one point in time, I think all of us have been through the phase of caring too much about what people say, wanting to always make other people happy, even if it hurts yourself or is inconveniencing you in some type of way. So I've overcame that phase in my life, and I'm no longer what everybody considers to be like a people pleaser. I only focus on what makes me happy, and if somebody wants to be a part of my happiness, then they're gonna have to get with the program. I know a lot of people, when they're in the people pleasing stage, they feel like the nicer they are, the more stuff that they do for someone, then that will make that person stay in their life, or that will make that person like them more. But that's not the truth. The more you love yourself, the more you like yourself, the more other people will be attracted to you, because the focus is on you and not you pouring yourself into someone else. Even if you are in a relationship, you still want to keep the focus on you as a woman and stay in your own energy. Women are designed to receive, and the male is the one who's designed to give. And I read something the other day that about witches, and how witches get access to people by being nice to them. And there's a big difference between being kind to someone and being nice. And when you're kind to someone, that's not a weakness. Being kind to someone is because it's genuinely in you. You can't fake being kind to someone, but you can fake being nice to someone. Kindness is when you look out for everyone, and especially yourself. So you're gonna do what's best for everybody in the entire situation, and not just focus on catering to that specific person, their needs and their wants, and neglecting your own. You don't do that, especially when you're in the energy and the vibration of being kind. Niceness is a trick of the enemy. That's what I want to say. Well, that's what I was taught, that being nice is a trick of the enemy. So beware and be mindful of people who are appearing to be overly nice to you, like doing extreme things. It's always something. It's always some type of plot twist or some type of particular reason why this person is being extremely nice to you, especially super fast when you're first meeting someone. Being kind is, say for instance, you see a homeless person on the street and you give them a bite to eat, or you give them a couple of dollars or something like that. You know, being kind is you have some extra, and then you decided to give it away to somebody because you don't want it to go to waste. Versus being nice, you're giving with the intent of receiving something in return from this person. You're buttering them up, gaslighting them, if you will, into believing that you're really all for them whole time. Well, somebody's having fun tonight. Whole time is a completely different mindset that you have versus what this person is thinking is going on. And that is actually a form of deception. And a lot of people don't want to admit it, but it's definitely true. Being nice can be a form of deception. And not only that, when you're kind, people think that you're weak, you know? A lot of times people mess over or take advantage of the person that's kind, the person that's always caring, always there, always available. Don't be that person that's always available. I don't care what you have to do. Find something to do. Figure it out, especially if you're in a relationship, because what's going to happen is you're going to be pushing so much. You're going to push that person away because there's no space for them to bring themselves to you. There's no space for them to be attracted to you and hold that attractiveness to you because you're pushing it away, because you're being so forceful when the woman is supposed to be receiving. Now we have this culture where, oh, everything, men nowadays want to do this 50-50 thing, or they want a woman to provide for them, take care of them. No, we are not doing that. Well, obviously we aren't, because there's a poll and a study has been shown that women would rather being alone, being stank and musty in their house than be with a man. But that's not the case with everybody. That is not the case with everybody. Some people, were born to be wives and husbands, and some people weren't. And what I want to talk about is a lot of times people learn how to be a wife and a husband from their parents and their grandparents, and they think that that's the standard. When we are free, we can create our own standard. You don't have to base your decisions and your beliefs off of what your parents and your grandparents believed in. You can create your own rules and go with it. And my belief is that you don't have to be a slave to someone to be a partner to them. You don't have to cook and clean and do their laundry and all of that type of stuff to be in a relationship with someone. And if somebody is making you feel like you have to do those things, then that's not love. To me, being in love with yourself first means a lot. And I feel like everyone should be in love with themselves first before they even attempt to be in a relationship, because it's all gonna end badly now or later. So you want to get it over with now versus later. Weed out the people who's just using you for what they can get from you. You should be able to discern. Well, a lot of us, well, I'm not going to say us because I have the power of discernment, but a lot of people don't have that power to discern who means them well and who doesn't. And so they get caught up in these endless cycles and these bad relationships, these bad friendships, all of this because they are too giving, too, quote unquote, nice or kind. But being kind is okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. We need more kindness in the world. Actually, there are a lot of selfish people in this world. Now, you loving yourself doesn't mean that you're like extremely selfish, but you are selfish to a certain extent, to where if you know that you have a spa day plan and someone else calls you and like, hey, come go with me or whatever, you don't drop everything that you're doing to go and be with them, no matter who they are. You take care of yourself first, and then if they want you to tag along with them or come join them after you get finished doing what you have to do for yourself first, then that's fine. But don't drop everything what you have planned for yourself to go and run to anybody, whether it's a man, a woman, anybody, doesn't matter who it is, because at the end of the day, your mental health is important. Your body is important. Your overall spiritual growth and development is more important than whatever that type of situation is going on. And so if you don't have you don't have fertile soil planted in your mind, in your growth spiritually, in your just being mindful about your stress levels and taking care of what needs to be taken care of for yourself, how are you going to have any room for anybody else? Make it make sense. It doesn't make any sense, right? But it's 2026 and we are in the new year already. Some would say the new year is until like April or whatever, to each his own. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter when the new year is. Historically speaking, it probably does, but on a day-to-day basis, you just live in your everyday life. It really has no effect on us, except if it's kind of keeping all of us trapped in this like time loop of making people go through the same cycles over and over again. And a lot of times when you're growing and you're learning in life, which we all do every single day. You want to break free of those cycles that keep you stuck in the same place. In order for you to move forward, you have to be able to break free from your everyday normal activities, unless it's pertaining to things that are dealing with your goals and your business. It is still, even with that, you want to take time for your mental health to do things that satisfy you and to make you happy. Somewhere in there, you have to make time for yourself, to squeeze it in for yourself amongst all of the work. You don't want to work yourself to death. You know, life is not supposed to be hard. Actually, God gave us everything that we needed. Everything that we needed in order to survive on this earth was already provided to us. And so now we are living in this illusion that we need all this stuff to make us happy. And the more we buy and the more stuff that we accumulate, that will make us even more happier. And that can be farther from the truth. Honestly, the more things that you have, it seems like the less and less likely you are to be happy, especially if you don't have a connection to God, if you don't have a connection to Source, if you have lost touch with your spiritual nature, with your divine nature. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about that real quick. But yeah, like, beware of people who are too nice to you. You never know. It might be some form of witchcraft or sorcery or voodoo. Not knocking anybody to do that. To each his own who does that. That's your business. But just for my people who want to be cautious of people who are being too nice and too kind, because it's always some type of ulterior motive. Now, this person is just a genuine person and they do things out of the kindness of their heart, not looking for anything in return, because that's genuinely who they are. But they have limits, they have boundaries. You want to have boundaries. What I like to say, being nice has no boundaries, being kind has boundaries. So you always want to make sure that you have a perfect balance of boundaries when you're dealing with kindness from yourself or anybody else. Don't give all of yourself away to someone and then you have nothing. Your cup is empty. You want to always pour from a full cup, no matter what. So if your cup is not full, you can't pour nothing into somebody else because there's nothing there to give them. I'm just saying. But anyways, alright, this was just a quick little message while I was on my break, and hopefully the next video will be back to the regular scheduled program. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's chit chat about this, being kind versus being nice. And what are your thoughts and your feelings and emotions on this particular subject? So I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you all. Later.